Call Tom and Dan now. 1-844-TOM-N-DAN. That's 1-844-TOM, the letter N, Dan. Leave him a message, and you just might hear yourself on the show. 1-844-TOM-N-DAN. Call them now. Or later.
Put your hand on my butt ass. I want to see your pubic hair again. Who would say that? Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Charles, it doesn't work like that, buddy. I don't know if your voicemail got played. Depends on what it is. You have to just kind of send them with no... You have to send a voicemail with no obligation, right? Like it's like giving a gift. You have to give it and then put your hands up and be like, whether they like it, whether they don't like it, whether they play it, whether they don't play it. I did it. We have a lot of guests today, guys. Louis Capo says that's some good hokey music. Love it. Okay, hokey. I don't know what hokey means, but I'll sure we'll go with it. Let me stop all of that. He also says, "Hey Dan, they referenced Face Pirate today on the Monsters and Scissor Grind." You know, I was waiting for them to reference that, and I'm just glad that we're at a place in 2025 where we're able to do that. Let's see, who was in here first? Ghost says, I sent a voicemail yesterday asking Dan to dock somebody from the old man story. Okay. Who was in here first? And yes, the problem was we were rolling and then the battery backup. I'm just sitting here talking to Tom, and then the battery backup just goes, and it's all gone. And I'm like, well, that's not good. That is not good. And so one little button later, we are back in business, and there you go. We are waiting on a comedian guest right now, joining us from, and I'm not sure if she's local or not, but we should have Tanya Lee Davis on the show. Was it a bear voicemail, Charles? Because I know you're very active about the bears. You're very concerned about them. I'll give you guys the rundown today. Yeah, we got some good stuff today. We have like a very, very famous author and presenter and all around. I would call him a historian. Wouldn't you call him a historian, Tom? We have Brad Meltzer on the show, who is he's huge, especially in my house. I'll show you guys something kind of funny. Let's see if I got this set up here. Look at this. So in my house, Brad Meltzer, like, look at this. We got I Am Dolly Parton. There's a little Brad Meltzer for you. Then we got I Am Frida Kahlo. Look at that. We didn't even do the eyebrow, though. We didn't do the eyebrow. You don't want to be disrespectful. But those are Brad Meltzer books. There are 40 books in the Ordinary People Changing the World series that he has. And the two newest ones, which I think he's very rarely talked about, will be Lady Di, and then the 40th is The Wright Brothers. There you go. Learn something every day. But first, we have Tanya Lee Davis. Should be having her here in a few minutes. Then we have, is it Ariana and the Rose, who is a electro-pop singer from New York. We will be having her on at 1, and then 1:30 we zoom in with Brad Meltzer, and I think that's it. I think that's everything. Looking, is that everything? Yep, that's everything. Oh, look that girl up. Look up Ariana. Look up Ariana and the Rose. She, I mean, this woman is basically like a Fringe Festival Lady Gaga. Beautiful voice, amazing performer. Jackal, you'll like it because she does it right. She does like top tier electropop. I don't know if she's going to perform. I would imagine she will not. The chat room wants to know if Ariana performs electropop if you're just going to stare at the floor. He laughed at that. Would you prefer him to dance? What would you like for him to do? You know what? I'm going to stop putting the camera on him because you guys are so fucking mean. They know you can take it, but they're mean. They're mean as fuck. Okay, he says he's more powerful than you. I straightened my beard. Look how long that thing's getting. Look at that. Look at that beard. This is as long as I've ever had it. I straightened it last night, and the shit went crazy. I was like, oh my God, I should have never straightened it. How long does it last straightened? Am I allowed to straighten it? Is that appropriation? What have I done? Oh, thank you, Jackal. And then, hold on, let me see if you guys can see my hair. It's getting long as hell now, and I have to tuck it behind my ears. And Maisie gave me the biggest compliment. She's like, you know, I didn't think I was going to like your beard or hair. She's like, I really like it. I was like, ah, yes. Yes. I did it. I wore her down. It's all my process of becoming a West Highland Terrier. If I can grow my mustache and beard out and it becomes white, then I just become a Westie like my best friend Dansby the Westie. And then we just become two Westies. And then I move into the woods with him. I got our guest, Tom. Okay. All right. Tanya Lee is in. Let's see if this works. Yeah, there she is. Hey. How are you?
Thank you.
It's very good to see you again. It's been a minute.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh man, always. Tom's up. Here it comes. I'm just gonna straighten up your camera here on my end. I think you're fine on your end. You look great. And thanks again for doing this.
No problem. I appreciate the plug.
Oh, always. And and are you? Hold on, Tom. Sorry, buddy. Are you local? Like, you don't have to say if you don't want to. I don't want to put you on blast or anything, but.
So yeah, Sarasota. So.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
So
cool.
you kind of are. Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm just like the weather. I just like Florida a lot. So, why not? I saw you on the plane and you're like, going home. And I'm like, well, hold on a second. I think she's going to be a Porky. So I was like, home must be pretty close, Yeah, you're smart to live in Florida.
Yeah, I went from the Pacific Northwest to the Southeast.
Oh, yeah. Way better.
Tanya Lee, have you been to the warm springs south of you and like near Minnesota Key?
Nope. I'd love to.
I've been asking a lot of people because I'm going to go check them out this year.
One of the only hidden places I've heard of.
Yeah. And like
that's like the third person that said, nope, haven't done it, haven't done it, which is a good sign.
And only reason I'm asking you is because you're kind of close. Like, we're up here in Central Florida, and I take the family to the springs, but I'm like, and I recently heard about the warm springs on TikTok, and then I'm like, what the hell? I've never even heard of these warm springs. They're like 83 year round or whatever, and and then I started asking everybody about it, and they're like, some people have heard of them, never been, and some people have never heard of that. And I'm like, it's bizarre to live in 2025 and have something in Florida that other people in Florida haven't heard about. Because there's no more secrets.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Would you like to start, my friend?
Yes.
Here we go. And where's this going, just for my brain?
This is going to air tomorrow, so this will be tomorrow 1.
Okay, tomorrow. Here we go. Starting in 3, 2.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube, and we would urge you to join us, like, and subscribe. Just head on over there and search for @TomandDanLive. You can watch our podcast, and we have a guest. We'll get to her in just a second. What do we got to do business-wise? We got to do some business stuff, right?
Well, we've got the Book Fest going on
Yes.
May 17th. We're going to talk to Brad Meltzer tomorrow.
Oh, that's huge.
That's at the Orange County Library right downtown. And then the Science Center is opening up a new exhibit about superheroes, DC superheroes.
Yeah.
So that's opening up this weekend, so go check that out.
Become a member, osc.org.
And speaking of this weekend, our guest is going to be at Porky's Comedy Club right there in St. Cloud.
Yes, sir.
Friday the 16th and Saturday the 17th. Tanya Lee Davis is on. How you doing, Tanya?
Hello, doing well. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's so good to see. When was the last time you were in here? Because I feel like it's been a minute. Has it been a couple?
It's been at least a year, if not almost 2. Because it's been a while.
I was gonna say I think it's been 2 years because like I just typed in your name, like any good host should do before you have a guest come on. You're like, let's see if there's something new, and then boom, brand new show. Like, were you doing a show while we were interviewing you? Did that happen in between the time of the last time we talked to you and now? Didn't you do a big special like Unstoppable Me, or what was that?
Well, yeah, I did record my open bar comedy special, which came out last June, so that's new. My show, it's not like a new tour show, and it's an extension of Unstoppable Me, because that's my brand. That's my motto, not letting your size, your weight, your height, your color, your gender, your religion, your planetary affiliation define who you are. And that's how I live my life. So I'm a storyteller, so basically I'm just going to be doing stories since the last time everybody saw me, which of course there's always something extra going on.
Sure. And you're like on the road, like traveling a decent amount. Like you work. In fact, I just saw on your Instagram, you're like, I've been on the road for a couple of weeks, which I don't know if the normal human understands how difficult even 1 week away from your normal routine or family or love or whatever. People don't understand how hard it really, really is. So yeah, I mean, you're doing it like how many days a year are you out there?
Well, people ask me that, and I don't know because it varies, and it
Right.
also depends on my health and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I was from the minute I flew from Florida to Arizona, I was there for I think 5 days. I went from Arizona up to the Pacific Northwest, and my friend Michael Glatzmeyer, who's a comedian up in the Pacific Northwest, him and I are joining forces. We're going to do a travel comedy show together.
Oh, cool.
I've been pitching this travel show idea for basically 3 decades of my career, but people wanted to follow me around, and now I'm like, forget Hollywood. We don't need them. We can just film it ourselves. So this past weekend, we were just kind of doing some stuff. We went to Soap Lake, Washington, where all the mud in the minerals in the lake are supposed to be amazing. So we smeared mud all over ourselves.
That's cool.
I went and fed horses yesterday. It was just doing some fun stuff because people have underestimated me in my entire life and think, oh, your life must be so tragic. But I'm like, nope. I'm an unstoppable me. I give it hell every day.
I love it.
Live your best life.
You also it seems like you like to travel, and just again, not to put it out there, we have a very good friend of ours that does a show on Longmire. She's in the wheelchair. She does the travel thing.
Oh, yeah.
She does a disabled. She basically, Longmire's her last name, and I'm blanking on her first name. Cynthia Longmire.
Okay, wow.
I think I got it. Marijuana. But you do like to travel, and I see it, and she likes to travel, and there's something very inspiring to see people that may be disabled, mildly disabled, smaller, doing the things that nobody's doing because we're lazy. You know what I mean? It's cool to see you do that. Do you handle some of the challenges in the show at all, or is it purely just fun and funny?
Well, I mean, we're using our sense of humor for sure. And the thing is I don't have to make up material. Crazy stuff just happens in my life. So, for example, this particular situation, there's this massive lake, but there's all gravel and rocks and then dark sand and then mud and then a layer of just about 4 feet of bird poop that you got to get across before you can get into the mud in the lake. So I was like, we got a problem solved. My scooter won't make it through. What are we going to do? So I saw a kayak and I said, Michael, if you put me in the kayak and you grab the nose of the kayak, you can basically surf me across all this extra debris. He's built he's 5'6" and he's built like a hobbit, but he's got, as he says, autism strength. So he just hauled ass, and it's just we gotta figure out a way. That's at the end of the day, life has got its challenges, but if you look at life with a sense of humor and you just problem solve, which I'm a Gen Xer, I've had to do that my entire life.
Yep.
When you're 3'3" tall, you gotta make figure stuff out.
Sometimes you need to kayak over some bird poop to get to the mud that you want to smear on your body, And I agree with everything that you're saying. That's what I mean, is that that's the kind of thing that Tom, my Tom, is obsessed with, right? The adventure. You are the things that this is a travel show you and your sons would watch. You're into the adventure. But he's also a kayak man.
I'd also think all this bird poop has to cancel out any positive effects that the minerals would have.
I think that's how they trap the tourists, though, because we ended up talking to a guy in the parking lot. Turns out he ended up owning the lodge that we were staying at, but he is like, go past, don't rub the white stuff on you, don't rub. Everybody thinks that's the minerals, and it turns out that's bird poop. So.
It is funny to think of stupid tourists rubbing turds all over them.
That will give you the avian flu. Yeah. Go to the minerals. Which I'm always mad every time I go into mineral water and everybody's like, oh, it's good for you. That you get out and you don't feel any different.
Yeah.
And no one ever, the doctor later on is like, have you been in mineral water? Your labs look awesome. Nothing, no one ever talks about it.
I'm so stupid. I want my nails to shimmer or something. I want
my hair and my skin felt amazing.
Okay. All right.
Tanya Lee.
It was worth it. It was fun.
I have to ask you this because I'm on a never-ending quest to try to make my sons tough, and I'm doing a horrible job at it. Some
would say you're failing the quest. Yeah, and some would ask, when do you give up a quest?
But I want an easy answer, and I've never got one. But I want to ask you, Tanya Lee, because you are one of the toughest people we've talked to. Because And I see you on
Well,
social
she lives
media.
it, unstoppable, right?
Yeah,
It's kind of in the brand, right? Like you are.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to be tough too. Like even watching the little documentary about your specials, and I urge people to go to YouTube and watch those right now. Like interviewing some of your family or friends, like, and how they talk about how, like, she is an unstoppable person. Yeah, that's what you want to build.
So the logic maybe out there was like, oh, well, Tanya Lee got so tough because of the adversity she went through her entire
person,
life,
right.
and that. But I imagine, and that there are other people that were born with dwarfism that are not that tough. So it can't just be just that.
No.
And so then I'm like, well, was it her bush pilot dad? Was it a real man bush pilot dad that made her this tough? Was it the parenting? Was it a combination? Was she born this tough? Like, were you just born a tough person and then mixed with your adversities that made you super tough because you're tougher than most? So
True.
What do you think, Tanya Lee?
Well, I'm a Gen Xer, so
right.
right then, I mean, we didn't get coddled as children, right? It was tough love, and so I got bullied at home. My first bully was my mother. So, getting bullied at home and then being bullied out in public, you get a thick skin, you have to use your sense of humor, and you got to be resilient. And, with your kids, don't coddle them. It's like, get out there, do it, just give it your best shot. People live with this victim mentality nowadays, and I do not subscribe to that. And I push back against that because, we only have one life and everybody's got problems and challenges, but you just, at the end of the day, you got to get on with it, right? If you don't like you, how's anybody else supposed to like you? And you just got to start the click.
He seems to have trouble motivating. What would you say? Like, he has trouble motivating his sons to get out there and adventure.
Well, what do they mean? Like, they're like, get out where? The kids are on the internet. Our friends are in the internet.
Yeah, how would you solve that? What would you say?
Get outside. Take the phones away, lock them away.
Oh, yeah,
they love the phone.
He's not going to do that. If he takes the phone away, he actually spend time with them.
But no. I would love to spend time. I'm standing waiting to play with them. I want to go outside. I'm like, let's go out. Like, I'm outside all the time.
This is true. He wants to spend time with them, but they do love those Roblox. They love the Roblox.
And there's no other kids anywhere. They're all on the internet. And so I'm like, oh, God. I wish that you were born a dwarf or something.
No, you don't say. I do wish that. That's not the correct answer.
Because they would be tougher. Because they'd have to go through adversity. Now they have no adversity. Tanya Lee.
Well, you gotta give them adversity. You gotta start giving them adversity.
He's not going to. You know why he's not going to do that? And I think this is the honest answer. He's not going to do that because if he took away their phones, he would disappoint them, and for a split second they'd look at him, and he wouldn't be their favorite person. And he can't stomach the idea of them not, like Maisie. There are times when I know my daughter hates me because I'm not letting her do something, and I just let it. You got to let it burn.
Can't be a friend.
You got to let it burn.
All she wants to do is work, though. She's born tough. That's what I'm saying.
She does have a head start on that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So it wasn't a parenting. It was just she was born.
No, I would say it's both. It's not. It's like because I am harder on Maisie. Truthfully, I am harder on Maisie than you are on your boys. 100%.
I don't. What are you hard at her about?
Well, she asked for a phone for her birthday, and I just say no. You're not gonna do. Or if she goes, I want to get on the internet, I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Or I want to go do this, and I'm like, absolutely not. You're not doing that. Boundaries, right. The boundaries.
I thought we were supposed to break down boundaries. What message is society sending me? Anyways,
you're too conflicted.
I'm sorry, Tanya Lee. But let's talk about your dad being a bush pilot because first, that's an awesome job, and second, did you go and
what is that? I don't even know officially what a bush pilot is.
So I was born in northern Canada, so like way up in where there was communities that you could only access via planes, and that's where they would get their supplies. So my dad was training to basically get his hours as a commercial pilot. So his father, my uncle, everybody worked for Air Canada. And so you have to obtain so many hours before you can then become a commercial pilot. So that's why he flew, dropping supplies and stuff like that up in the nether regions of Canada, way in the boondocks.
Wow.
So.
Did you ever want to, I mean, you're watching that, did you ever think like, yeah, I'm going to become the world's smallest bush pilot and I'm doing it because you are, you hold records. So did you think about following in the footsteps or no?
My sister did, not me. No, I don't. I love flying and I love transportation and I love traveling. But yeah, I don't want to. I cause enough damage with driving my mobility scooter. So driving an airplane, I think we have enough DEI issues these days. We don't need that.
So your sister did follow in Dad's footsteps?
No, she wanted to, but then she became a pharmacist. Legal drug dealer.
Good money in pharmacy.
That's way easier, by the way.
That's money. That's good. That's good money.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job there.
And you get some assistants, and they're doing some stuff, and you kind of I'm guessing, and then
that'd
be awesome.
All the information's on the internet now, so you just have to count the pills out.
It's like, my lady, I see her take the bottle over, she hits a button, and they all fall in. I'm like, you're not even doing anything. I was like, this is amazing.
Yep, that's right. Technology.
So, Tanya, I'm curious about your social media following and how you started, because I mean, I'm still trying to navigate social media and figure out what to post to have the greatest impact. And I'm like, I don't know.
Or what the real value. Ask her that. Because we know you're crushing it on social media, but and we have friends. Like we have a buddy out in California, comedian, and Big Tim Murphy, who has a ton of followers on TikTok. And so we see this stuff, but what is the real value of it? Is there only value if you are smart enough to weaponize it or use it?
Promote it, or promote your own shows or...
What's your relationship with it?
Well, okay, so I have 3.2 million followers on TikTok, which people go, oh my God, and everybody thinks I'm absolutely minted, that I'm raking in money. The problem is I am a lone band. I am a lone wolf. I'm doing all this on my own, and I'm not great at monetizing. I have amazing fans, and I go live like 2 to 3 to 4 hours a day on TikTok mostly, and people will gift me, but I'm not one that's hustling or trying, begging people for money. My people are usually like low income, special needs, kind of broken. And I feel like that's my purpose, is just try to inspire, motivate people using my sense of humor. But I'm really not, and a lot of people, I don't even know I do stand-up comedy either. Like, I get stopped in airports all the time. I'm like, oh, I'm coming to do a show. And they're like, what show? And I'm like, that's how I make a living. I actually make a living doing comedy. Right. And they're like, oh, we love your dance videos. We love your cooking videos. We love you. But I don't stay focused to one thing. That's my downfall. I like to show people my life. So I don't have a lot of stand-up clips online and stuff like that. So that's where there's a disconnect, which is my fault. But yet I figure at the end of the day, it's going to turn around, or it's going to be profitable to some degree. I'm just trying to throw stuff to the wall to see what sticks at this point.
Sure. That makes sense.
Have you ever tried selling something on TikTok, like those flying balls that you throw up?
I want one of those flying balls.
Because I heard that people are getting rich just selling
just
random
Chinese garbage.
Yeah, well, once again, it's like I feel like I'm late to the game, and it's like, oh, you should do TikTok shop, and I'm like, what's that? I have. You were talking about inventions. I have a stick that I designed. I call it the Unstoppable Me stick. It's a plastic stick. I have 2 sizes. It's I use it to pull my pants down, scratch my head, use it for cooking, stuff like that. I designed a metal rack that slides in the back of my scooter so that I can hang my suitcases on the back of it.
Awesome.
So, those are the 2 things that I really am trying to push out there to try to get some sort of funding to mass produce to sell to the public. But once again, it's like, I have this huge following, but it's like, where do I go? And
also, I like that your choice of what you want to sell is something that will also help people. And I think that's so sweet and cool, but I also know you're not going to get rich from the sticks, but I think it's awesome.
Hold on. If we put that stick in a flying ball, and then you throw it up and it comes back, then we'll be rich.
Or some controversy on the stick, right? Give the stick a name that's horrible. It's got to have a horrible name.
Oh, yeah.
If you put some controversy on it or something, people will buy. But I just think it's neat that you're doing that's like, here, I'm passionate about these products that I'm doing because they will actually help people. It's like every time we talk to you, I think it's fun because you are naturally, not try hard. You're naturally positive and fun. I think that's really cool.
Well, I mean, you have two choices in life, and I am not a Debbie Downer, and I feel like optimism is the key, and we have to believe that we're always going to be moving forward, because otherwise you become stagnant. So, I believe mind over matter. That's been my drive and my push for my entire life, and that's the Unstoppable Me message.
And you can go see her at Porky's Comedy Club. Good friends of the show.
Yep.
Best bacon in
best
town.
barbecue in Florida.
Yeah, man. And you can go there and get fed well and see good comedy. And it's a great spot. They're always kind to us. We love those guys. Shout out to Bacon King.
Yep.
Love that dude.
She will be there the 16th and 17th this weekend. Tanya Lee Davis. Tanya, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Guys, I appreciate it.
Yes,
no problem.
ma'am. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Take care.
Bye.
Oh, the endings of Zoom calls are always so weird. I hate them.
Yeah, it's not a natural
I would
ending,
almost not do any more Zoom interviews just to never have to do the endings again. That's how weird I am. She's sweet.
No,
I
it's
like
fine.
her. I like her a lot.
Yeah. And it is.
When we talk to people like her, I'm just going to be honest with you. I feel like I'm not doing enough with my life. You know what I mean? You talk to somebody like that, she's like busted her ass.
I had a question here that specifically to bully you. It was
why didn't you do it? I was gonna ask her if we could call her sticks M-word sticks. Is it crazier than that?
She has a video talking about her, adversity she's dealt with through her whole life and everything. And she was talking about like how.
She's still on the line. Hold on one second.
Oh, okay.
I'm kidding. That was a joke. I've always like it. Did I pucker you just a little bit? Did I get you just a little?
How a lot of little people have hip problems, and I was gonna ask her. I'm like, is it true a lot of little people have hip problems? And I was gonna.
You know what's funny is that maybe it's in the. Okay, I'm gonna say something to you. I wish my wife was in the chat room so she could back me up on this. And this is crazy. Do little people that have hip problems want to make inventions? Because I invented an invention that I want to make over the weekend that is also a stick.
Little people love
sticks.
inventions.
Stick inventions. I made one. Where's my wife? Is she in there?
Oh,
I made one. Now follow me with this. This is a damn good invention. And I told this to Maisie, and I told this to Andrea as a pitch, like a Shark Tank level pitch. And they were both like, yo, that's a good idea. I'm going to do this like Shark Tank. All right? You're an investor.
Yep.
Investor. Okay, follow me here. You're at the dog park. When you look at the dog park and a bunch of little old men, what do you see? Little old men with little dogs. And what do little dogs like? Little dogs and big dogs alike like the name brand Chuck It. They love that wand that you can stick the ball in so you don't have to bend over because you have big fat POS. You can't bend over. And you love your Chuck It. It's a wand that can pick up the ball and throw it. What if I told you that Dan Dennis took the Chuck It wand, combined it with a cane to make the first ever cane Chuck It?
All right.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I showed this to Maisie goes, wow! And that's how I knew she might be your daughter, because she's got the business blood, dude.
No,
she
saw the money.
Yeah, she saw the money. She's like, whoa, the cane Chuck It. So follow me. I even taped it. I taped the Chuck It to the cane. This is why Tanya Lee's freaking me out a little bit, because I did this on Saturday. So it's my cane. And then the Chuck It goes up, and it's just in the front. It does not go over the loop. You can barely see it. Then you grab your cane, you grab the ball, and you can really wing it because it's twice as long as your average Chuck It. It's more like a, what is that game? The gay
lacrosse.
game? Lacrosse. It's more like the gay, it's more like gay air golf. It's like gay air golf. That's what I'm calling it. Right?
Tell
me this
good.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's a good idea.
That's
cane
a good
Chuck
idea.
It. Cane Chuck It is where it's at. We got to call it something completely different. Because they can't patent the thing. They can't patent air golf.
Yeah. Well, all because if it's made out of plastic, that's where China. We can get it all from China.
Okay, that's the problem. The cane is the only expensive part. It's gonna have to be like a Series 9 aluminum or something, like real bad.
Get to be plastic.
Yeah, but the Chuck It part will be plastic.
Well, and the cane itself.
Wait, hold on. It's just an attachment for the cane. We just solved it. It's plastic.
Okay.
We're not selling canes. We're not in the cane game, Dan. I can already hear the sharks talking me out of that. You're not in the cane game. You're in the Chuck It accessory to the cane.
Yeah, and the old men already have their canes. They're not going to buy another one. But
Correct.
You could,
they're cheap.
You could attach the Chuck It to your cane.
Yeah.
Or should we just sell the little bracket?
You know what we call it? Raisin cane. There you go. Boom. We did it. It's called the raisin cane. Like bark 2 times if you love raisin. You know, we'll have some dogs in the thing.
Yeah.
Do you want me to bring this in on Friday and like really show you what I did? Because I I know you think I'm crazy. But I also think you think I'm a goddamn liar, Bubba Whoop S. Wilson.
Well, I think both of them.
Yes,
I'm crazy goddamn liar.
I heard you call me a crazy
I wrote it down.
But I did this at the dog park on Saturday, and that's why it's so weird.
Yeah.
I invented this. I'm like, oh, this is I invented the cane chucket. This is gonna be big. This is gonna be big.
Yeah, I do.
I'll bring it in on Friday. We could do it on the Friday Free Show, and you can look at what I did and see if it's a viable product that we could sell. But I think we could sell this. I honestly believe putting a chucket dog throwing ball attachment on a cane, because here's why it rules. The only people at little dog parks are little old men with canes. It's such a target-rich environment. It's like selling desperation at the dog track. You know, it's like it's all there. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The Target demo.
As we were leaving, I was leaving. 2 people were walking up. It was a man and a woman. 2 little dogs, King Charles Spaniel, shout out Shannon Burke, and another dog. Oh, that's what he had. It was a King Charles Spaniel and like some sort of like little, you know, like a mutt black dog. Both puppies, both of them canes. They were a handicapped couple. Cane chucket, dude. I'm telling you, cane chucket's huge.
I do like marketing a product. Like, are you tired of bending over? It's like, my God.
How did Chucket? How did they market it? They didn't.
I
don't think they did. I think they just put it in a package and put it on the shelf, and they're like, they know.
Wait, it's like, I think you got to try to bend over. Like, that's the end if you can't do that. But yeah, you're right.
Cane chucket, dude. I'm telling you, nobody's doing it.
All right.
Somebody's probably doing it.
if you look up,
I can hear you on my shoulder saying, "Did you look it up on the internet?" And I'm like, "God damn it, I did not."
Well, the problem is that if you did have a good idea, then the factories in China steal it and just put it out on the internet, and there's no recourse.
There's no recourse.
Yeah. So then now it's like your Chucket is $19.95, and then there's a $9.99 Chucket.
There's a company
because they don't have to pay all the overhead of research and design and marketing.
There was a company that just released their brand new alloy wheels. Like I was reading on Reddit. There's these brand new alloy wheels that are special for Tesla. Like they're all like, here we go. Oh, these are the latest and greatest. And they released them, and literally like a week later, the link was up, and it was like a quarter of the price, laser made by the pirate robots in China. Like you can get them. It's the latest and greatest. A week later, and the patent has been stolen. They just bought them. They scanned them. They made them exactly the same.
And then like the people, they're like, well, these are the knockoffs. They're not as good. And they're like, well, where are they made? A factory in China? Well, where are yours made? A different factory.
Get out of my face.
They're all the same. Anyway.
Oh, the chat room? I've probably sold 3 cane chuckets.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just for the simple fact that it'll throw longer than your average chucket. And that's going to be one of my like ads, is that like because you have added fulcrum, there's an added fulcrum there. You can really wing.
Okay, I got a bit. Okay, so to go.
And you unscrew it, you can pee inside of it, just like the golf club did. Just like that old man golf club. There's gonna be a cane chucket that you can pee inside of.
Okay.
When you're at the dog park, and it comes with a towel you put over your penis.
Okay, yeah.
And then you pee inside your cane.
So you just looks like you're just standing there.
Is that old man? That old man's frozen in fear.
So I got
it's
another
the
accessory.
Peeable cane. Hold on, I gotta write all this down.
So you know how your cane had 4 legs.
Andrea did that. I did
a
not do that.
medical
Hold
cane.
on. I want to address that
I
for a
made fun
second.
of that, by the way.
I know.
In my mind.
And you should. My wife did that because she said I looked very wobbly on the standard.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So she put a 4-baller on it.
So it had 4. Like it went down like a normal cane, single shaft.
Yeah, and then it went out like what's that thing from Stranger Things? Like the Gordon's hands.
Yeah.
It went out
Demogorgon.
like a Demogorgon hand.
But what if those 4 pegs at the bottom of your cane?
I'm listening.
Like you're able to squeeze your handle, and then they come together. The ability to grab
trash
something.
grabber.
Or also you could pick up stuff, anything, the ball, other stuff, trash, anything, something that fell on the ground. So it's a grabber too.
I don't like it. I'm more of a cane chucket man.
I'm grabbing cane man.
The Tom fan grabbing.
And I'm stealing your pee idea.
Don't steal my pee idea.
Yeah.
It's the only good idea I had. That's the only thing saving cane chucking is the fact that it's the only chucking you can urinate inside of.
I do like that we live in a world you could steal any idea.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I don't care
You
about the
absolutely
copyright.
can. Yeah, I was listening to the Monsters this morning writing things down. Like everything,
Yeah.
Every show, Jim Colbert, news chucking, everything's fair game.
I go.
What are you going to sue me?
Well, no one even cares. I go through social media, and then someone has a good idea. I'm like, I'm going to do that.
I write it down. I write it
do
down.
that. No one cares.
I wrote down this morning. I wrote down run 5K. Got that one from Jelly Roll. Got that one from Jelly Roll.
Yeah. People be
Stolen.
motivated by you.
Oh, Andrea and I did talk about. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place today. I had way too much coffee. My wife brought me a coffee, and it's supposed to be a half calf. And she brought me a full calf, it said with an espresso shot in it. And it is getting me.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, we were going to talk about 5Ks.
You had it there just
Yeah,
as
I had it. It
you
floated away.
You got distracted by coffee.
I did.
Yeah. I saw it float away too.
Where'd it go? It's gone. It's gone. Just like the Pope smoke.
All
gone.
right. Let's take a break, and we'll be right back with more corporate time.
No, I remember what it is.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I saved it right there. I like that. I like that. It was a false hang up.
Okay.
I do think that I could do the swimming would be very hard, but I'm back to biking. Like I biked 12 miles this morning.
Yeah.
Biking is no
You go
doubt,
back,
and I can walk a 5K. Andrea and Maisie, Andrea will give me the nod because Andrea loves me. Okay.
Yeah.
But Maisie's a competitor. She's not always gonna get my back. You know, she's gonna give me more of a Tom grading level. You know what I mean? There's going to be no fluff there. And Maisie's like, oh, yeah, you could do it. You could do it. You're moving better. She's like, you could definitely do it.
Yeah,
she's like, you might, and the little dig, the Tom, she's like, you might want to carry your cane.
Just in case.
But you could walk the 5K. But the swim would be a problem, I think. Because I don't know, I've never done an open water big swim. Never done that.
Yeah.
The closest I've ever come to an open water big swim would have been just swimming in the ocean or like scuba diving, but that's not even close. You're not like head in, like swimming like a regular swim.
There's not enough time for the actual train, but we can cheat our way through this.
Okay.
With some sort of.
Can we use the chuck it cane?
Okay, so it's not that deep. So if we're able to put it on your feet like stilts, you could just walk across the intercoastal.
Stilt chuck it.
Or because you're allowed to wear whatever wetsuit or whatever you want to wear.
Did you wear now? Yeah, and I'm not clowning on you. I'm asking for please please take this seriously.
Yeah.
Did you wear a swimming cap last time?
You have to, as part of the rules, so they can see you.
If you're dead.
Yeah.
I like that answer.
If you wear a bright swim cap, mine was doo-doo brown like the ocean, so it made it worse. But they make you wear some sort of swim cap. I didn't want to because it made no difference. My swimming is so inefficient and stiff that I'm just pushing the water like an old tugboat the whole time.
Right.
Using just strength.
Put the tires on his shoulders.
And I can only breathe through my right side. I can't breathe left because of my stiffness.
Oh, okay. Because you can't turn your neck that far. I have that problem.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting passenger in the car and Maisie says, "Hey, Dad, look at this," I can't do it. I can't look at you right now.
Yeah. So if you wore some sort of wetsuit, we can inflate it with air.
So I look like a Garfield balloon.
And then I'll tow you.
But you have to dress like a clown, like a Macy's clown, and pull me to the water.
I'll put a strap. Well, you know what? So hold on. I got an idea.
Can you tow me?
So
it'll make your swim twice as hard. But I got the bike and the walk. I can do that all day long. And I might even do a little jog.
Every once in a while, there's these unbelievable dads out there that take their special needs sons on triathlons and things like that.
These are better dads.
Way better than me.
When I see a dad go through the Boston Marathon with his severely autistic child on his shoulders, I'm like, well, you are the greatest human alive.
I'm like, oh, way better. I'm like, also, calm down. You're making us all look bad.
Yeah, my daughter was doing her solo in Daytona Beach, and I was in the bathroom pooping. I missed it.
So if we could fill out some paperwork and then like somehow prove the
So you want me to pretend to be your severely autistic son?
No. Just not even that. Just say that you've got know.
Yeah, but do you know how much heat that puts on me to perform?
That's
not fair, man. I'm not doing that.
Use your actual
what are you
hip
gonna
problem.
do? You have no.
I'm the hero dad.
Yeah, but there's no acting involved in that. You don't have to act a certain way. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, act like a hero dad. I already know how to do that.
Anybody can act like a hero dad. You just have to say nothing. Because most of those guys aren't even doing it for that reason. They're doing it because it actually means something to them inside.
I don't think I could be that humble.
You'd be like, yes, I did this.
Yeah.
Here, somebody come up here and hold this kid. I want to say something here. Sal's got something to say.
Yeah. There's no way I could be as humble as hero dad that carries.
Somebody get up here and take this kid out of my hands. I got something to say.
Yeah. I'm like, where's the ramp on the podium so I can wheel my son up here and say something? All right. Anyway, I could pull.
What if he started lying and you're like, my son wanted to tell you all how weak you are and how strong I am.
Yeah.
What if you just
But
said
he can't
something
talk.
Yes. So you'll never really know if that's true or not.
But I can tell he's thinking it.
I can look into my son's eyes right now and tell that he thinks all of you are weak and I am top dad.
And everybody's afraid to say, like, hey, well, you just rode in a trike.
This is a new character I'm doing. It's Homelander as the best special needs dad. That's the character. It's a new character. It's Homelander as the best special needs dad.
I like that.
There's got to be at least one guy that's done that, right? And then everybody was like, "Oh God, what's he saying?" Ooh, ah.
No. I think if you're that type of human, you cannot be
no, because you're infinitely
good.
good.
Yeah. You're just all good.
You are woven pure.
Yeah. You can't
100%.
be Kenny Powers, which we all. I mean, how funny would it be if you were Kenny Powers? But you just can't. Be it.
You know what? We may have stumbled upon the thing because there's a lot of things that you and I'll argue, and I'll be like, I don't know. No, I agree with that one.
Yeah.
I don't think you're wired at all to even align with that.
Yeah.
It's polar opposite
ideas. Do you even think it's funny? You have to. Yeah. Right?
Well, yes.
You
think it's funny because humor's humor.
But is it so far away from your own personality you can't even believe someone's like that?
No, I think you like it because it's absurd. I think you'll laugh at it because it's absurd. Those are my favorite things. I'm like, what is happening right now? Yeah, that's the stuff I like. I had this ready for you. Just a couple of voicemails to pull us out of this segment. This one's interesting because we now have listeners that are using AI to leave voicemail messages.
Longtime BDM, first-time voicemailer. The lack of brevity, background noise, and distracted rambling of other callers always causes second-hand embarrassment for me. So, I decided to use text-to-speech to make the perfect voicemail. Here's my question. When the doctor who performed my vasectomy tied my penis up with a rubber band and attached it to my shirt to get it out of the way, he said, "I'm just going to tie your pecker up here, so it's out of the way." I was super distracted for the rest of the procedure because he used the word pecker. I couldn't stop thinking about why he would use that word instead of penis. Anyway, do your doctors use slang terms for your body parts, and if they did, how would you feel?
No, and the same way. Like if my doctor went to, safety pin my pecker to my shirt during my vasectomy and said to me, "I'm just going to pin your pecker up here," I would be talking to Andrea out of anesthesia and everything, and I'd be like, "Hey, this guy's weird, right? Like you don't say that."
They also don't give you anesthesia.
They don't?
No, not for vasectomy. I sat there with nothing. And then the guy's like, dead sober. I think he gave me.
They pin your pecker to your shirt?
They didn't do that to me. Mine. This nerd has an obviously large, in the way pecker.
Yeah, during my hip surgery, they had to wrap it around my head like a turban.
Yeah. My pecker has never been in the way of anything.
Write that down. That's a shirt. That's going in the group. Let's try this one right here. I thought this was interesting. Very, very interesting.
Hey guys, I was listening to you talk to Ross about self-checkout at grocery stores and stuff, and here in Michigan we have a place called Meijer. They have a special checkout for 5 items or less. No table, no conveyor, no bags, nothing. Just 3 scanners and an itty-bitty little flat. And I see people all the time walking up and full cart. And then the idiot people that work there help them check out in that line for 5 items or less, and they got like 40 things. I don't get it.
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with people?
We have a lot of listeners that go through the 10 items or less with just or the self-checkout. Sorry, let me preface. If you haven't been following this is an epidemic. We have a lot of listeners that think it's okay to go to self-checkout with full blanking cards and hold the lineup. They hold the lineup. Now, I'm not saying you can't do it if nobody's there, but you got to understand, even if nobody's there, let's say you go to register 1 and then 9 people walk up. You're still holding them up. It's a rude thing to do. It's a core rude thing to do. And I'm going to stand on my business on this one, man. It is a rude thing to do. And no matter how fast you think you are, you're not.
Now,
you're not fast.
Devil's advocate, please,
defending a monster.
Is it maybe they don't say that there's any limit on items that you can check out at self-checkout. There's no sign.
They do not.
It says like you can go there with as many carts and self-checkout to your heart's content.
You can. So, you can also go to a church when they're putting on a free Christmas presentation, and they give out free handouts to show you what's happening, right?
Yeah.
And you can grab the entire stack and shove it in your pocket and then go sit down. It's an unwritten rule of something you're just not supposed to do.
Along with that, what's your feeling of people that ask the pharmacist to go ahead and like check out some of the stuff that they bought at the grocery store along with their medication?
How much are we doing?
Like
if it's 5 items, 10 items, I'm okay with it. I'm okay.
10 items.
10. I'll give you 10. I'll give you 10 there.
This person's a doctor.
I'll give you 10.
There they are.
They're like a doctor.
You're checking out their diarrhea pills and like bananas.
It's one transaction, right? Saves your transaction. Sometimes you might, I don't know, you might get charged on that or something. I don't know.
No. You buy medication only and then go somewhere else to, check.
That is normally what I do.
Public sub.
I'm just telling you, that's normally what I do. What you described is what I said. Like, it's not. Look, man, I am not going to self-checkout with a whole basket. I'm not going to be inconsiderate. I would go get my drugs, but I'm just saying you're allowed to, because that's written. You're allowed to do that. At that point, they are checking you out. Same thing with customer service. If everything's hammered and you go up to customer service and nobody's doing anything and you got like 5, 10 items, you're good.
But she has a scientist coat on. Like, she can't check out your baloney. Like, that's not her job.
It is weird seeing them do that. Would you rather?
They're too good for that.
Would you rather a teen come over and be like, no, I have the baloney?
No. I bet you're like the checkout is something. This is only for medicine. Only.
Okay. So you just want a hard line on the pharmacy. Okay, that's fine. That's
allowed
fine. You know what? I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I will give you that.
And
I'll take away bananas at the pharmacy.
What about customer service desk?
I'm pro that.
How many items can you?
5.
Okay, 5.
You got more than 5, you get the hell out of here.
It's all right. But what if does that count the scratch-off tickets that I'm buying and the Western Union transaction?
How many scratch-offs? Because that takes a long time. Here's the problem with scratch-offs, and I have a huge problem with them because I go to all the places Tom doesn't go because I guess I'm super trash. But when I go to 7-Eleven every single blanking morning, sometimes twice because I got to poop, I'll be standing there, and the guy that's getting his lottery is like, give me a Lucky Sevens. Give me a double nickels. Give me one of them Florida Flamingo. Like, I'm like, no. If you want lottery in the morning, you just get what you get. You don't get to sit there and select it.
But that person thinks he's got magical powers, and he
we're not
look
at Cold Stone Creamery. You gotta move on.
He will look and be like, "What is it telling me? What are the numbers telling me?" Because I think
so. You identify with some of these people?
No. I'm the exact opposite. There's no magic in my life whatsoever.
Oh my God, so sad.
Crystal thinks there's still magic and will be superstitious about things. There's no superstition. Nothing. And I tell her all the time. I'm like, I wish a ghost would get me or somehow like something
Because it would give you the magic.
Well, it would be like, whoa, what's wrong? Like
I'm terrified now because the ghost scared the crap out of me.
It's all just not nothing, which I think it is.
Yeah,
Then a long enough
so
time.
you're just kind of going through the motions right now.
No. I could only think like you just have to live the most, fulfilling life possible. But it is all just your brain will turn off. Then in a billion years, we'll all be equal because the Earth, the sun will.
And then somewhere along the lines, you'll see that scene where it's like a post-apocalyptic desert scape, and then it's sticking out of the ground. What is that? It's the cane chucket. It survived.
They made so many. Our landfills are filled.
Bankrupt the company. Oh my God! Tom signed off on it. It's the only thing Dan ever got him to sign off on.
That plastic will last forever. Tom Van guarantee.
All right, let's get out of here, buddy.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Cane chucket.
That's fun.
That's a true story. I taped my chucket to my cane and said, "This is a great invention." And then I must be a little person, officially a little person. Are we having lunch now?
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Oh, hi, bye.
We'll see you. Oh, Tracy, you want to say hi? You want to sit on the couch and say hi to everybody, just real quick? Right there. Just sit right there, and then they'll see you. And then there's Tracy, and then I'll put her on the camera, and she's waving.
Hey, Tracy.
Oh, wait. Are you going to talk to her?
We got.
Okay.
Come on. I mean, it's only for.
We're still live. Are you going to say
this on?
something? Yeah, you're
No.
on.
I want to talk about. You're involved in a lot of these moms clubs.
Are we recording this?
No, we don't have.
Special episode?
Yeah, this is just
Where
for
did
Twitch.
that one go? Where did that go?
That's tomorrow, Thursday 1 and 2. So this is just for Twitch. And a lot of people on Twitch know you already. So the Moms Club.
Yes.
So
hey, I zoomed in on all there. That's a nice looking mom.
yeah. So
I'm just saying, am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
Yes, they're cute.
So
Melts, right?
Yeah, man. I'm saying you're allowed to say that. I wasn't gonna say that.
And I don't ask these questions when we're doing our business talks and whatnot because it's kind of insulting. I feel like, but on the show I can ask. I can be my
Please
true
insult.
self.
This is where he can sexually harass you legally. Yeah.
Well, that's what I learned from a lawyer.
Yeah, our lawyer said as long as it's on the
I'm
air.
a $1 billion company.
Yeah.
Clear Channel Media told me the lawyers are like, do whatever you want on the air.
Yeah. That way,
It's like the goddamn international
Yeah,
waters.
it's like
Nothing matters.
Why do you think Marilyn Manson filmed it for his music video?
Anyway.
That's a horrible analogy.
So, the Moms Club.
Yes.
What is the overall
It's
purpose?
hot ladies drunk is what it like. They were partying.
So, is there any mom business happening at the Moms Club?
What does that mean?
So-
What is mom business?
I don't know. Like
mom business.
I don't know what
What,
moms
like
do.
pre-menopause? That's mom business.
No, just like talk about like how to be better
I
moms
got,
or
the underwires are rubbing
Or, like,
a
share-
hole in my tit.
share like who's got the best piano teacher. I don't know what moms do.
Share who's got the best piano teacher is the greatest, most
mean,
misogynistically
that's-
awesome thing you've ever said.
That
That's
was the entire reason we got
That's the
together.
funny. Hi, who's got some good? Who's got any good recommendations? Piano teachers. Mom clubs.
No, yeah. I just wondered if there's a meeting, an official.
So actually, it's funny you ask because we were going to disband because no one
What?
wanted.
You're
I
gonna
know.
disband?
I know.
Oh my God! Like Tribe Called Quest.
It's very dramatic. I could write a soap opera
Is it
about
because
but
you're too heavy-handed with the decisions and people are
Well,
kind of sick of your shit?
right after I had Mason, so this is almost 12 years ago, we were in a formal moms club. So it was a national
Did you know there's a
501c3,
Yeah.
like a chapter.
Oh, it's a charity.
Like literally.
You're gonna
Yeah,
legitimize them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
no different than any
so-
service club, like a Lions
Yeah.
Club or a
Boy Scouts,
or what's the one that most Elks Lodge?
Yeah.
Like it's a legitimate
And
female service club.
So they had rules and bylaws and all this,
Yep.
all this stuff.
My mom was in a legit,
Yeah.
real
And
service
we
club.
did. We
My
paid
mom would go to the
dues.
national convention with a bunch of other moms, and they'd have books and supplementary documents that go in there and shit.
So-
Documents.
Yeah, I know.
We have documents. I have now Google Drive
Yeah,
access.
yeah.
Yeah. So we, it was for where I live, it was the community, and a lot of
Hey,
those
y'all
moms
rub
are-
y'all pussies together.
They were they're stay-at-home. They were stay-at-home moms back in 12 years ago. Yes.
Hey, y'all rub your pussies together at the Moms Club.
At the playground, of course.
Man, scissor grind.
I've seen the video.
I seen it. You know what's gross? When the mom rubbing it on the daughter. Ooh, you came at her there. Ooh.
So anyway, long story short, there was a girl in the club that was tattletaling because we were breaking the bylaws. So she reported us to the chapter people. Yeah, and
Snitch.
Oh, what bylaws were you
What are
breaking?
you guys doing?
because-
White Claw Tracy's getting loose.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
Michael-
they.
Yeah,
You were
Tracy's-
rubbing it?
Tracy's up there, scissor grinding, pulling her titties out. They're like, this is
They-
unbecoming of a national service club.
They had rules on how often you could meet and
You were
like
doing
when.
pudding print.
So they only wanted to let us go out at night once a month, and we were like, because we were supposed to be staying home with our families and tending to our husbands, and we were
I like that.
We
Hold
want
on,
to get
that's
out.
like Harrison Butker. What's that guy, the kicker? It's like, what is it? Was that him from Kansas City? Who's the kicker? Yeah, I like.
Do it like you always do, once a month only.
And because I was a working mom,
Supposed to be home doing the laundry for your husband.
They all got together during the day and had like play dates, but I was a working mom, so I couldn't go to any of those. So I'm like, I need more support than you guys. You guys get to do your I have to do my laundry when I get home from work. You're like, I needed support. So anyway, we broke away from them, started our own club. So now we had two competing moms clubs in Heathrow. It was bad.
So
blood.
when you say you need support for the laundry, well, I see these
don't have
mom club
laundry
meetings,
support?
Then my
and there's no
support
one
is a
helping you
drink.
do the laundry. It's just you're at a bar
Yeah, I know.
partying with some other moms.
I'm here for support.
And somewhere the laundry is not getting done. No, I'm just,
Maybe we stop that.
It's hard to do laundry when you're blasted on White Claw with your titties out.
This is the kind of things we talk about at Dad's Club.
Yeah, have you been doing Dad's Club meeting?
Which
they're
doesn't
good.
exist because no one wants to be a
No.
part of anything.
Yeah. But I
I don't-
belong to a Dad's Club.
I
It's
don't-
me in my bed, 6:30 with a mask on. Leave me alone.
I don't
Mike's
want
Dad's Club is
friends,
when I go to
and I
Mom's
don't
Club.
want to talk to anybody. Dad's Club.
So
Yeah, my club is VPN and Maitland Ward.
So we actually donated a few years ago. We had a chili cook-off, and we donated Trey and why am I blanking on his name?
Because you must not care.
No, we
Oh,
did
from the Ocoee Fire Department?
no, the Yellow Brick Road.
Oh,
Trey and Juan.
Juan, thank you.
I thought you were talking about Poinsett, our buddy.
No.
yeah.
But we did so we raised money. We actually invited you guys out, but you didn't go.
What the
hold on
hell?
a
Yeah,
second.
we're still live on the show. What the fuck?
What did you invite us to? What was it?
It was a chili cook-off. My husband won the Choice Award. So anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But anyway,
What
so
were we
did.
supposed to do? What were we supposed
I
to
wanted
judge?
you to judge, but whatever.
I
it's
would have
fine.
done it. I
It
would
was
have done it.
before.
I bet you this motherfucker ghosted
It was
you.
before I
He
worked
likes
for
to
you,
ghost
and
people.
didn't
I,
like me. No, it's fine.
I'm just gonna put it out there. I do not want to go to
I-
chili cook-offs.
Tom,
Sorry.
do you remember our
There's
conversation?
nothing good that I want from that. I understand what you're saying. It's like, oh, do
Yeah.
you want a bunch of different
You're
homemade
not a
chilies?
food guy. You're not a
They were
food
good.
guy.
Yeah,
It was
no,
good.
but I was just like, I'll go and get chili if I
Your
want.
kids could've came.
If I-
Yeah, nothing moves the needle. So.
No, nothing. It's
Like,
fine.
you want to test a
By
bunch
the way,
of
here's an impression of Tom
homemade
eating any
chili.
chili. He's like, oh, no. Here's the next one.
I'll
It's going to be
taste
the same every single time.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even taste the difference after the 3 tastes of chili.
What do you think of Cane Chuck It?
I was listening, and I'm all in.
How do we get that? How do we get that moving?
Tracy.
So anyway, as of last
about
month,
cane chucker.
as of last month, the
Goddamn.
board members decided they were done. Nobody else wanted to take over their positions, and I drunkenly messaged a few of my mom friends and said, I can't let us fold back into the other club. They were going to fold us back into the club we left, and I said,
and
I'm
your
not
pettiness couldn't
having
handle
it.
that.
Because
Yeah.
I'm the only club member that was a member from that time. So
So you
I'm
have
the
to exit
oldest
the
member.
club. No, you have to exit the club
So
and let them
I'm
have
like,
it now. They
I
won.
can't go back to that club. I also don't want to make new friends. I don't want more obligations.
So you have to take over the club.
So I took over the club.
Oh, that's what Tom would do.
So I took over the club with my friends, and then we ripped apart the bylaws, got rid of so much stuff, and
Oh my
we were
God.
making
no more
it's also-
LGBTQ.
Yes, exactly. No charities related. We're just going out and having fun.
Okay, well, that's what I want to talk
So
about.
I have.
I'm
I have
Tracy,
now-
and I'm doing this a little bit differently. No more picking up trash on Martin Luther King Boulevard. No more going to help and give donuts with Daddy. No more
Yeah.
helping a car.
So
you know
you're
how
just
many-
hanging out with some other friends
Yeah, do you
and
know
getting
how many-
drunk. Okay,
But,
that's
and
all-
I charge them. And I charge them money. And do you know how many new members I've had sign up
Yeah.
just because I'm the cool girl leading
and
the
they,
club?
and
So,
we're
okay, where's
only
the money
accepting
going?
Oh, the
white
money?
South African members from now on.
Yeah, we're,
The money is going to go to when we throw like our holiday party, maybe we'll buy a couple bottles of champagne for it. We've talked about doing a party bus to go out one night
Party
somewhere.
bus. Oh my God,
We
that's
can
what
do
that's what
whatever
Buccaneer
we
fans
want.
do. A party bus.
We can do whatever we
Oh
want.
my God.
I wrote the rules.
So
There are no rules.
There are. I can edit them still.
Oh my God.
Nobody read them.
So really, it's just a bunch of friends hanging out. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
this. I
So
like this.
so here's
It's
my
a no ma'am club.
so my overall question is when it's presented as a mom club on social media, then like I was like,
I know.
If it's a mom club, they got something going on, they're doing something, some got documents,
Not doing nothing.
and they're just hanging out.
We went through the documents last week as the board
It's
and got
okay.
rid of a lot of it and just said we're hanging out.
Okay, so yeah.
Did you guys used to do like a mission statement?
Yeah, we had a
and,
whole mission. We have a mission in our like bylaws, but I
Take
cut out. I
out,
cut out
yeah.
the charity
Mission
stuff.
statements
of it.
are so stupid.
And I removed all the kid stuff. So now we're not doing anything kid related. This is all just for moms. So
Oh,
now
I
we're
love it.
actually a different club than all the other clubs
Oh,
in
do
our
you
You have to
neighborhood.
be a mom
Yes.
to join.
Now
Yes.
you guys can
Okay.
scissor grind though because there's no kids around.
Because we have the moms club and they do a lot of kid activities.
But what if you're the mom of a dog? That's kind of like a mom, right? Come on, you gotta let her in.
I don't know.
All I'm saying, it's
You know-
a slippery slope, Tracy. And soon you'll just be hanging out with there'd be dudes there. And
I mean,
it's just
there was a
everybody's
BDM
getting-
there last night.
Yeah, there was.
Random.
There
And
was.
everybody's just getting drunk.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to say, well, what is this all even about?
I
It's
don't
just
know.
Where everybody's just hanging out getting drunk.
I know. I
Why
went
Just
don't
to,
we
call
just-
it, let's go out and get drunk.
No,
That's
it's
what I
milk
did.
club. Let's make milk club.
That's what I did.
Yeah,
I ended up
right.
at 2 bars.
Oh my, I don't think moms clubs are supposed to bar hop.
I'm sorry, but
Yeah. And it is kind of, I see the picture.
Yeah,
It's
I
kind
know.
of like a MILF club.
Oh, they're hot. Oh yeah, I zoom in on all of them.
Yeah.
I'm so unashamed of who I am now. I'm just like, whoop, and I'm like, yes, whoop, yes,
So,
whoop,
come on.
yeah, absolutely. Then one lady was mad.
oh yeah, you
Why
zoomed
was she
in on
mad?
It's that's just what
I did. I zoomed in on one lady. I was like, "This lady's mad." I
That's-
screenshot it. I sent it
she's
to
Peruvian,
Tracy. I said,
so-
"Just prove it, lady's mad. She's very mad."
She just rejoined because I'm the new leader. So anyway.
Oh,
Well,
wow. Look
yeah.
at you. You're already
I
bringing
know,
in
I know.
international heavy hitters
I
there
know.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're eating gerbils out there. That's the truth. I
is,
have
they
Peruvian
do.
friends.
They do. It's guinea pigs.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, guinea pigs.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
I'm
messed
sorry.
it up.
Yeah, my God.
Yeah.
That's-
When you mess up things that go culturally, it's racist. Yeah. Generally. Yeah.
I pulled a Ted.
Oh, pull the Ted. Okay. Want to get out of
Okay,
here?
yeah.
Yeah.
We did a lot of bad here.
Yeah. Tracy, great job.
We did a lot.
Melissa,
Sorry,
flag
Tracy.
this for the